Okay, I forgot to start the camera. I had it all set up and I forgot to hit the record button. So I'll do it over. This was the first setup part, which came out all right. And you can see how I've got it set up here. I took in, I strapped a block in here, strap clamped a block in here for my set point to butt it up against. I'm clamping on the flats and got it dialed in, and I've got the little woodruff cutter that I turned down the other day on the lathe. And this other stuff that I've got sitting around is to try to stop the coolant. So if I put that there, you're not going to see, are you? I'll put it here. It'll stop some of the coolant from flying off. And it's going to do this side first, then it'll come over and do that side. So here we go. We're running 2,000 RPM. And that cutter diameter is 3/4 inch diameter, and the width of it is, it's just slightly under 50 thou. I was going to do it manually, but I thought, well, I'm going to do it the easy way, which is this way. I'll let the machine do it. Do the thinking. It'll take a while to get them all done. Feed rates that I have in there right now are, I'll check it here when it's, I don't remember. I think it was around 10. Yep, 10. Almost 11. I got 10.7 in there. I don't know where it came up with that, but that's what it's using. 2,000 RPM, 10.7 feed rate. I could go faster on the feed rate, but when it starts to do arcs, it starts to lose its settings. I don't know if I have my ways set too tight, or I can go up to about 20, I think, and before it starts to lose. It depends on the arc too. The smaller the arc, the slower. Bigger arcs, I can go a little faster. This machine is not a closed circuit, as you would say. It's a stepping motors. It's not servo motors. If it was servo motors, it would be a closed loop. It would know where it's at all the time. It would be less tendency of losing track of where it's at. But if you go with a machine with servo motors, you're going to pay a lot more. Prices are quite a bit more. I was always thinking about swapping out stepper motors for servo motors and getting a new control for it, but I haven't done that. That would cost around $6 grand to do it upright. That's with an A-axis though too, with an indexing head for it, which would be nice if I make a lot of gears. It would come in handy, but for me, that's about the only thing I can see that it would come in handy for. It would be gears. So I haven't made the jump. I do the indexing manually. I got my screws the other day, the 2-inch long the 2-inch long screws, and I sat down and tapped all the holes, the 440 holes. I got all 256 holes around the edges to do yet. I haven't done them. And then the next project will be to cut the fins at the top, and that I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do yet. I did mention I looked at the master rod, and quite honestly, you can't make it. Not without a 3DM, an EDM sinker in order to do it. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Getting the paperwork here. Here's the drawing. And if you see, there's a square there, a square corner. And that's down in here. And that's a square corner. How do you do that? I don't know a way of doing it. So what I think I'm going to do is put a radius in here and extend it out a little further, extend this back so that the center line of the radius is right there. So that'll make the master rod a little lighter. I don't know of any other way of doing it other than, like I say, EDM sinker where you can just plunge in with an electrode and cut that square corner. It's a boo-boo. It's a boo-boo on the drafter that he wasn't thinking. I work with somebody that did that stuff quite often. This is the first one that I've seen on this, so I can't come down too hard on him. Because it's, it happens sometimes, but not all the time. So and like I say, I'll work around it somehow. And I think that's the first. Is that the first boo-boo that I've seen that? Oh, I might have seen some on here too that I ended up. I don't remember. I did a, what do you call it? Short video. Well, anyway, it's just a 30-second video, a short. And an hour after I put it up on YouTube, there's 4,000 hits on it. I was kind of surprised. It's called Crazy Boxer. It's a videotape of videotape. There is no such thing as a tape anymore. It's a video of my boxer playing with one of his favorite toys, and it's battery operated. I can't remember what it's called. Foxtail. Anyway, it's one of his favorite toys that he likes to play with. He goes nuts with it. Yeah, it brings out the puppy in him. And he's a nut anyway. Boxers are kind of like that. This is our third boxer, and they've all been the same. They've all been. If you want a dog that's going to make you laugh, get a boxer. The more you laugh at them, the more they go nuts. It's like they live to make you laugh. And he's getting up there in age too. It's gonna be a bad day coming. But right now he still acts like a puppy. He has had a lot of allergy problems throughout his life. We took him to a specialist and they did allergy tests, and he was allergic to all kinds of stuff. They made a special serum for him that was supposed to help him. He got a shot was it every month or every other week? I think it was every other week. And they said, well, you can give him to him yourself. Well, I tried. I gave him to him a couple times and I just couldn't do it. And so we ended up taking him to the vet every other week. And now he started on they have a new formula that came out, one shot, and he's been good. No itching or scratching for, oh man, it's got to be a couple months. And he's just starting to scratch again and itch. So I'm going to take him back and have another one. I think it was like 150 or 160 bucks for the one shot. But I'll tell you what, I think it's worth it. If you've ever owned a boxer, you'd say, yeah, it's worth it. Worth every dime of it. As I'm jabbering away, it's doing its thing. Looks like we got 2 more passes. No, 4 more passes. Well, rough and finish. So it'll be 4 more passes. Finishes at 560 minus 560, and we're at minus 489. So we got 1 more depth after this one. So 2 passes here, and then 2 passes on the next layer. Gets close to it comes down close to the vise, the cutter. I think this will be the last one that I do tonight, so I'll have 2 of them done, because it's getting close to supper time. My wife went out and put the deer corn out for the deer. We're on our last bag of corn. I think we bought 4 bags last time. I almost should go and call an elevator up and take the pickup down if we're going to continue this, and get a pickup load. I just don't know where I would put it. It's fun watching them though, out there. They'll hear you and their heads will go up, and they're getting so tame now that you can almost walk out into the yard. Once you get a little too close though, they're up and over the fence, and white tail, the flags are up and away they go. 20 minutes after you're back in the house, they're back. We have some neighbors down down a ways from us that feed him also, and he must be getting it from the elevator. He dumps out a lot of corn. There we go. So take and unclamp it. Take it out of there. Give it a little spritz of air. Here we go. Just like it's supposed to look. And now for the next operation, I'll clamp it back in our fixture, and then we'll go across. But I haven't figured out what cutters I'm going to use to do that. If I'm going to cheat and make the ribs bigger and use a small end mill or a wheel cutter. But if I go with a wheel cutter, I can't go full depth. I wouldn't be able to go full depth in the middle here. I wouldn't be able to go full depth there. I'd have to, it would be an arc. We'll see. Cross that, like I've been saying, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it back to the zero home position, and then I'm going to shut her down. So we just go return to zero. It should drop and stop, and shut off the drives, shut off the control, and we're done. So that'll be it for now. So we'll be back. I'll be back when I'm doing the fins across the top, the top fins. I'm just going to go ahead and finish these off camera. And you've seen one. They're all going to be the same, hopefully. So later.